Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for making this evening today. I'm really overwhelmed. One thing that I wanted to say, and before I start to talk about the book, conflict is inevitable. Resolution is optional. So, resolution by way of arbitration has its initial traces from the times of King Solomon. King Solomon is the one from whom we derived the Solomon. So King Solomon, he was popularly also known as the King of Justice. And he had resolved the conflict between two warring mothers for the baby. I'm sure the story is known, it is too gory to discuss it here. But then that was the time that I'm talking about when arbitration really found its space for the first time. India has been a frontrunner in the field of arbitration, and her roots for arbitration lie in our panchayat system. Since then, through the promulgation of the Act of 1940 and then the Act of 1996, I think we have seen a tectonic shift towards arbitration. The amendments of 2015 and 2019, I think, has progressively addressed the issues concerning the growth of arbitration as a preferred mode of dispute resolution. Now, strengthening the arbitration architecture in India remains at the heart of making the country a global hub for international arbitration and contribute to making India the most preferred business and development destination for global stakeholders in the age of Amritkal. Some key factors that play a very crucial role in making any jurisdiction attractive for investments are the ease of doing business, enforcement of contracts, and execution of arbitral awards. So making India a hub of international arbitration has been one of the key focus for the last few decades or so. And in this context, a lot of effort has been made by the legislature, the judiciary, the bar, which is commendable. There is a huge impetus now on the institutional arbitration and the various amendments in law, which has paved the way for a robust international commercial arbitration in India. The minimal intervention of judiciary in the arbitration awards have contributed to a great extent in reducing the time spent in the entire arbitration process. And we must not forget the role of Supreme Court in this regard, in shaping the law as it exists today, right from the interpretations that started from the times of NTPC versus Singer, to Bhatia International, to ONGC versus Saw Pipes, to Sukanya Holdings, Sundaram Finance, to Balco judgments. It must be applauded. There's a long way that we have, the long journey that we have covered thus far. And there is a lot which can be learned from countries like Singapore, which has identified the potential for arbitration to resolve the disputes, brought about prudent and constant revision in its law to adapt to the growing business needs for arbitration, developed the expertise and confidence of the local bar, created an infrastructure which was conducive and lucrative for international commercial arbitration. So it is time for India to adopt the global best practices in arbitration, which makes international commercial arbitration successful in those jurisdictions. So the concepts like hot tubbing, emergency arbitration, and the role of technology in deciding the arbitration cases must also be adopted in India. We as a team are committed towards contributing our bit by way of research in the arbitration space to strengthen the arbitration infrastructure and ecosystem. I take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed guests, Honorable Justice Deepak Mishra, Justice Shivkirti Singh, Justice M.R. Shah, Justice Kailash Gambhir, Justice Sachin Datta, Justice Amit Sharma, respected Attorney General Mr. R. Venkataramani, Dr. Lalit Bhasin, Honorable ASGs Mr. Sanjay Jain, and all our respected colleagues from the bar and the in-house community, our learned senior counsels as well. I sincerely thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us for the book launch of Supreme Court on Commercial Arbitration. It is a 3-set volume covering Supreme Court judgments from 1980 to 1922, with discussion and research which has focused on substantial jurisprudence which has been laid down by the Honorable Supreme Court on commercial arbitration, which spans over multiple statutory frameworks. The learned Attorney General of India has been kind enough to forward the book, and we look forward to inputs from the legal dignitaries present here to guide us on the way forward in making India a hub for international arbitration, and I assure that we shall remain committed to the cause. India has the ability become the next global powerhouse, and one of the determining factors for achieving the same is an effective dispute resolution mechanism. Let us all as a community contribute to the India growth story. Thank you so much.